Today, I have felt prompted to speak of the importance of preparation for a future event of supreme importance to each of us, the second coming of the Lord. The Scriptures are rich in references to the second coming, an event eagerly awaited by the righteous and dreaded or denied by the wicked.
The payment of tithing is fire insurance. Nonetheless, the word of the Lord is clear, that those who do not keep the commandments and observe the laws of God shall be burned at the time of his coming. For that shall be a day of judgment, a day of sifting, a day of separating the good from the evil. I would venture a personal opinion that no event has occurred in all the history of the earth as dreadful as will be the day of the second coming.
Travis Wayne Goodsell, one more time, Mormons. If only you could be as easily convinced as the woman in the video. The theme song in the description below. So hot. Matthew 7 is exceedingly curious because the author begins to tell us what all mankind has now embraced. You can't judge me. You haven't walked in my shoes. I can do whatever I want. Judge not, that ye be not judged. And then it goes and talks about a beam and a mote. Oops. False judging. But then we get to verse 15. Beware of false prophets. Isn't that judging someone prematurely? You're not supposed to judge. Let a prophet do whatever they want. Say whatever they want. Steal money. Rob God. Whatever they want. Can't judge them. We're not in their shoes. But he says, you will know them by their fruits. Really? So, if a prophet doesn't produce a garden, then we won't know them by their fruits. Right? That's what it says. Literal history. Literal interpretation. A prophet must produce a garden, and we will be able to judge them by their fruit. Now, Book of Mormon clarifies this in clarifying Hebrews chapter 11 on faith. We will liken the word unto a seed. And so, if you plant the word of Matthew 7 to not judge, then what are the consequences? The fruit. You're going to get a whole bunch of con artists pretending to be religious leaders. We can't judge them. Got to give them of our substance. Priestcraft. This is what's called science. And it's right here in the Bible. So why are Christians anti-science? Why are Christians anti-Jew? It's a Jewish author who wrote this. The beam in the moat, it's also part of Socratic method. Logic. Logic and science contained within the Bible. Do you believe it? You say you believe the Bible, but do you believe it? Do you believe the words? So, to just read these words, to just ponder over these words, to just pray about these words, and get a spiritual witness feeling that it's true, you didn't produce any fruit. Which interpretation were you using? So you got to use science. You've got to manifest the truth with the scientific 5 senses. Every Mormon should know of what I just said. You shouldn't be getting angry at me. You should be getting angry at yourself. You should be getting angry at the false prophets who miseducated you, who lied to you. Moroni chapter 10. Oh, God. And so, do you believe Joseph Smith? Not read, ponder, pray, Joseph Smith. Have you produced the fruit of his words so that you may judge him by his fruit? Which seed of interpretation are you using? Because if you were to use Trinitarian Jesus, yeah, Joseph is a fraud. But the problem is that Trinitarian Jesus is 1, not scientific, and 2, not logical. And 3, in the first creed that created him, that chose him out of all names, they define him. Constantine, actually, a human man, defined the nature and character of Trinitarian Jesus for these 1700 years as, wait for it, not real. Not real. There is no manifestation of truth of Trinitarian Jesus. No matter how powerfully strong your spiritual witness feelings are towards it, he will never show up because he is defined in the first creed as not real. So that means non-Trinitarian Jesus is real? Dear God, Mormons. Is Perseus real? We just had the Perseid meteor showers for Nelson's birthday. Do you know who Perseus is? Did you see Clash of the Titans? Wrath of the Titans? For the reboots? Perseus. That's non-Trinitarian Jesus. He just has a different name. Hercules. 0 to hero. Non-Trinitarian Jesus. It's just a different name. Are they real? Why then is non-Trinitarian Jesus real and Perseus and Hercules not real? Why are the documents scriptures of the Greeks and the Romans, not real histories, but the learning of the Jews and their scriptures that contain Jesus, that's now real. But it's not the learning of the Jews Christ. It's non-Trinitarian Jesus. See, again, non-Trinitarian Jesus, not scientific, not logical, and not Joseph Smith. It's Brigham Young. And Brigham Young was actually a different one than what we currently have, that Heber J. Grant changed it to. Because Brigham Young's Jesus was literally born of Mary and Adam, his Heavenly Father. By their fruits, you should have known them. Because this is the science of agronomy, guys. It's the Socratic method. Science, logic, right here in scriptures. A man will draw nearer to God by abiding by its precepts. That's for the Book of Mormon, isn't it? And so do you get confused with the name Jesus in the Book of Mormon? The name Jesus in Joseph Smith's works? Does that confuse you? Why are you putting non-Trinitarian Jesus in its place for the interpretation? Why are Christians putting Trinitarian Jesus for the interpretation of the learning of the Jews? Did you miss that part in the beginning of the Book of Mormon? It tells you. It makes it very easy, or shall we say, plain and precious. Learning of the Jews, language of the Egyptians, Emmanuel, the Egyptian sun god at noonday. So it's non-Trinitarian Emmanuel? You are not learning. You've not caught on. Well, and so, who is the Christ? You don't care. You don't know. What would you say if it's me? Hey guys, you've mocked me. You've condemned me. You've judged me falsely. You've tried to find fault with me. You've locked me up, falsely accusing me, tortured me, threatened me, attempted to murder me. Why? What did I do to you? Nothing. I came to you saying, hey, Joseph Smith is a translator. That you're supposed to use science and logic, not just for your interpretation of Scripture. That Joseph Smith is correct when he tells us tomorrow is the abomination of desolation. So why did you treat me like this? Why did you ignore me? Why do you hate me? Why do you deny and disbelieve? Doubt. Why do you not use science and logic? There's lots of stuff I could have continued to tell you about with my life, how it fulfills Scripture. But yeah, I don't fit non-Trinitarian Jesus or Trinitarian Jesus. But learning of the Jews? Yeah. I'm even shocked. That's sad. because tomorrow's it. So what are you guys planning to do for the last day of your life? You going to church to worship non-Trinitarian Jesus? Did you give the church your final 10% in your paycheck stub for this last week? Or did you hearken and buy emergency supplies? So I did the videos. Why didn't you listen? Why aren't you preparing to demonstrate that you believe Joseph Smith? I've done the real church history, so yeah, it's not the gift and power of magical non-Trinitarian Jesus. It was William Morgan who came to Joseph Smith Sr. and said, hey, I uncovered a plot to destroy America in the latter days. According to the science in the scriptures, they are using the star dates from John's Revelation, chapter 12 and chapter 19, against you. The enemy. And as Joseph Smith adds, they that come shall burn you. Is Joseph right? That's pretty bold. You know, it's pretty bold of him to say that it's me. And the church didn't want you to know, so they purposely altered the footnotes to not lead you to it. Section 107 verses 91 and 92 is connected to section 103 verse 16, but they're not connected with the Joseph Smith history verse 40 and its connections. They didn't want you to catch on. But they keep telling you that the second coming of Jesus is going to be a day of wrath, a day of burning, a day of destruction, greater than the world has ever known. You believe them, but do you understand what they just told you? Joseph says, they that come shall burn you. Not Jesus. And yet the church is saying, Jesus is coming to burn you. And pay your tithing so that you won't get burned. You not catching on yet? The church paid the Judas price with your money to burn you. You are the sacrificial lambs. The temple covenant with his penalty for the law of sacrifice. See, the younger generation don't watch my channel. Only those of you who know watch my channel. Your children and your grandchildren are going to be lambs to the slaughter. Whereas those of you who watch are near death anyway and you don't care. Right? I mean, yeah, this is hurtful that the church has lied to you and you're now just figuring it out. And it's too late for you to study now. It's too late for you to spend the day cramming to try to figure it all out. Try to find out my fruit. Too many videos for you to catch up on. So, what about me? What have I got planned? Well, like I told you, I spent my money getting, I've got water that's frozen. I've got traveling food. You know, I'm not filthy rich, so I do what I can with what I got. Only 2 of my generators survive, so they're solar powered, so I'm charging them up. They actually did pretty well. They were still charged after a year, for the most part. My MP3 player got charged yesterday, so it's now mostly charged. I did use it this morning. And, surprisingly enough, at 8 o'clock, I'll be watching The Equalizer. Season 3. I didn't think I was going to get it. Amazon wasn't going to give it to me in time. Not very happy about Amazon right now. So I got it from Barnes & Noble. And I didn't even think they were going to get it to me in time. It was saying it was from Kentucky. Tennessee. I didn't think it would make it this week. But yep, sure enough, yesterday it came. So, about finished with it. So after I do this video, I'll do my bathing today. And I'll do my laundry today. And so only the clothes that I wear today, it'll be the green shirt, in case you're wondering. But, yeah. Or are you paranoid and superstitious and wanting to judge me for doing work on the non-Trinitarian Jesus Day? Do you even know the origin of that? Did you watch any of my videos where I discuss it? I mean, even if you paid attention to the scriptures, the Jesus character disobeys the Sabbath. He violates it. I'm just fulfilling prophecy. So, yeah, it was interesting. My announcement video, the big one, had moved into the 9th position yesterday. So that's weird. The 9th position on 9/9 when Nelson turns 99. Yep. And then the Nelson birthday one. My goodness, guys. What happened there? Okay. You know, it's a little too late for you to believe. There are several who don't. There's several who are offended, obviously. But over 400 already. That's impressive. So yeah, with the Equalizer, this follows a trend pattern in my life. When I went on my 19-year-old mission back in 1989, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom was going to come out that summer. And so obviously I could not watch it. My mom gave me the excuse that she missed The Sound of Music to go on her mission. And I didn't know enough about the church to know that women are not allowed to go on missions. And so my mom chose not to watch The Sound of Music. But nonetheless. And so then in 2008, the church violated my First Amendment rights and had me incarcerated in Guantanamo, the Utah Nazi concentration camp of Utah, run and operated by the Church of Jesus Christ of Non-Trinitarian Jesus. For 6 years of my life. And so I had just gotten the latest season of Stargate Atlantis. That was the video DVD back in that time. And then, having miraculously got out, having fulfilled prophecy, because Jesus was locked up for giving terrorist threats too, just fulfilling prophecy. In 2022, last year, those of you who've been following that long, Supergirl, right before the church again attacked. That was the DVD that year. And so this year, for 2023, The Equalizer, the Queen Latifah version. And so yeah, I'm aware of The Equalizer series number 3 movie. I guess they were able to get the actors to finish all their work before the Hollywood strike. Along with The Expendables 4, which is coming out on September 22nd. But I have no idea if I'll be able to acquire any of them. You know, I was prepared. I made a list of all of the DVDs I still have to obtain. I don't know if I'll get them. But, you know, like I said in the other video the other day, I'm prepared for whatever happens, because it's humans that are going to cause this tomorrow, not Jesus, not me. I'm not going to cause it. I don't want it to happen. But I do want the church to leave me alone. There's only one way for them to leave me alone, is that they are destroyed from the face of the earth. They will never leave me alone, because they know who I am. And they know that they had to try to murder me, because otherwise I'd do the videos like I did for Nelson's birthday yesterday. And for conferences. And thus, the title of this video will have my pre-month in advance conference video, as has been my tradition. But if nothing happens, I will not be pursuing conference videos and such. I will not be pursuing doing videos anymore, because they didn't go through with it. They've proven that Joseph Smith is a fraud, that the Book of Mormon isn't true, that the Bible isn't true. They didn't go through with their 200-year plot. They've put everybody into position. They're all ready to go. They got us in checkmate. So why won't they do it? Weird. So that's a little different than by their fruits you shall know them, in the sense of us making it happen. So in this particular case, because it's the agency of evil people, our position is exactly what I did. I studied the scriptures. I researched scientific logic and learned the date. And by learning the date, I warned you. It's not simple. And so, yeah, I exposed their plot. I fulfilled my mission. I finished my mission. I fulfilled my purpose. And so because of you, whether you believe or not, you've made your choice. if you chose not to act and leave Utah, like those who had insider information and have already left. Chris Stewart, naughty boy, and Cook. Which is interesting, because it looks like Nelson is going to sacrifice himself, assuming that he's staying in his bountiful home today and tomorrow. Interesting. He's not afraid to die. And so, yeah, that is curious. We'll just do some fun stuff here for the end. The message is already given to you, and those who don't believe are already gone. So in the meantime, while we wait for Google to fix itself, how many believe that a woman breastfeeding in public is pornography and therefore offensive, and she needs to be locked up and stripped from her baby, and baby given to a good Mormon family that won't expose the mommy's breasts in public to feed her baby? And that she should be put on the sex offender registry for exposing her breasts in public to little children. And so if you don't believe that a woman's breasts are pornography, why then are regular women's breasts, when they're not breastfeeding their baby, why are they all of a sudden pornography? You never thought about that? You know, Mormons have the for strength of the youth, telling children to cover up and hide. YouTube uses religion as their standards and guidelines for YouTube, which I know is hypocrisy. I know, YouTube. I got the evidence against you. You pick and choose who you attack. But, yeah, I mean, if a woman shows her shoulders, you know, exposing that she's not wearing the magic underwear because she isn't Mormon, or hadn't gotten her endowments to purchase the magic underwear, you know, are you judging her by the outward appearance rather than by her fruit? Are you shaming her like Lucifer did to Eve? Eve, you're naked. Cover up. Hide. Lucifer. That's his doctrine. And so if it's a low cut line showing cleavage, is that evil? You know, if she shows her belly button, oh, is she now evil? Is that porn? Should we lock her up and put her on the sex offender registry? If she's wearing a short skirt, short dress, shorts, swimsuit, underwear? Where's the line? Or is there no line? Again, what interpretation are you using? Which God are you using to justify judging other people? Alrighty, so if Nelson bites the big one because he's too old, hands it off to Dallin H. Oaks, so we should expect Oaks to have fled the country by now. All of these guys should have fled the country by now. Thursday meeting, they would have designated who gets to flee the country to preserve the church. They said it's going to happen. Joseph said they're going to flee. Again, do you believe? And so, which ones are going to flee? We know Cook is. Is it possible that the older ones are going to stay behind? Just say, eh. But Oakes, he was drooling for this. He wants those child brides. And they just need to trust the Lord as to whether they're going to have their own house or not. You have been watching my videos, right? So we know Holland will stay here and bite the big one. And Ballard, he's near death. Irene's near death. So it's unclear as to which of those, or Ballard or Irene, will stay. And so then we have Uchtdorf, Bednar, Cook, Christofferson, Anderson, Rasband, Stevenson, Renland, Gong, and Suarez. And so we know Cook found out, so he's not going to stick around. And it's possible that they let him in on the little secret and allowed him to be included, as Nelson's going to go and Holland will go. And so if you leave Oakes, Ballard, Irene, Uchtdorf, Bednar, they need one more person, so they chose Cook. But you need 7 to preserve the church, because otherwise they're going to pull a fast one on you. A majority of the 12, according to what Brigham Young set up, not Joseph, Brigham, conducts business. If they have 6, they can't conduct business. So on 9/11, Nelson dies, and the rest of the apostles die, and so all they have are Oakes, Ballard, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see what they did. Those 7, from Oakes to Cook, will then conduct business and make Oakes the president of the church. So Christofferson, Anderson, Rasband, Stevenson, Renland, Gong, Suarez, bye-bye. Your church betrayed you. Hope you enjoyed the $1 million they gave you. But it's gone. And it's, who was it? I can't remember now. It could have been Anderson. One of them invested in the stock market and got $1 billion when the company went live. But regardless, yeah. So that's what they're going to do. And then from the ashes, they return, their second coming, to run their church as they wanted it, with the majority of Mormons dead. So they do whatever they want then. Alrighty, we're done. That's it. Would have been nice if we had believers that got in a group together that we can then leave to save ourselves. Somebody with a vehicle to take me with you. That would have been nice. But you didn't believe. You had to choose. I can't take away your agency. You had to choose. Or, as you understood it, your spiritual witness should have been tingling to warn you that you needed to leave before tomorrow. And it didn't, did it? Oops. See, when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, the jokes aplenty flooded the internet. that all of the soothsayers and I can't remember what they're called, the crystal ball gazers, all of the fortune tellers, that's it. They didn't see it coming. And so, yeah, Mormons, your spiritual witness, you didn't see it coming. You're supposed to be warned. But you used the wrong interpretation so that you didn't believe the one who did warn you. So, yeah, I hope I survive. I hope it doesn't happen. So, alrighty. Bye-bye.